We're going to show you how to travel with just one bag, with no restrictions and zero sacrifices for at least a week's trip.
With airlines increasing the price of checked-in bags, more of us are opting for carry-on only instead, and Joel and I actually prefer backpacks over suitcases to avoid having to drag them through busy streets.
If you've ever dragged a suitcase through a cobblestone street, you will know exactly what we're talking about. We're going to be packing our bags individually and sharing exactly what we pack in our bags, and sharing tips and tricks with you so you can fit as much as you can in a carry-on bag, just like this one. I'm going to start off, and for the past few weeks I've been using this bag. This is the Bagsmart 43 litre travel duffel backpack, and one of my favourite things about this, and it's also quite unique, is that it's got 3 different carrying modes. Let me show you. Firstly, we've got it handheld like this if you just want a quick grab and jump on the train, or you could carry it crossbody like this. And the last mode is this backpack strap, which makes it a backpack, which is so cool. And it's also got this crossbody strap, which helps for support too. The great thing is changing between the different carrying modes is super quick and easy. So all you got to do is take this arm, this, what is it, a strap, put it in there and the other strap in the other side. And then you just open this up and then suddenly the backpack straps come out straight away, super easy. And you just clip them onto the bottom here. And then straight away, you've got your backpack ready to go from a duffel bag in, what was that? 20 seconds. And now let's show you how you access the crossbody strap. So if you just fold these away in here, and then in this pocket, you can just grab out your strap, all ready to go, and strap it onto here as well. And straight away, you've got yourself a crossbody bag. This bag also has handles on each side of the bag, so it's very easy to pick up. And one thing that I really like, if I just spin it around, is you have a quick access laptop bag. So when you're going through the airport and you just need to quickly get out your laptop to, put it through the scanners, you can easily access it there. The other thing, I was putting a book in there as well because it's actually quite a bit of room. So after traveling for a few years, I think what I really appreciate in backpacks is having so many different pockets, and this bag is not short of it. It's got 8 external pockets and 4 internal pockets. So there's loads of rooms to put all those little things which you'd probably just lose otherwise. So at the top here, you've got a little bag. This is where I just put my glasses because obviously I want to really be able to access these because they're quite important. Now this external pocket here is actually a really good one because it separates everything else. So what I actually put in here is my dirty shoes or my dirty flip-flops. It just basically stops everything else getting just dirty, and you can just hide them away from everything else. If you've got clean bags in there, you can put your dirty shoes, your dirty washing in this bag, and it's not going to stink out or get it all muddy. As every backpack should have, it's also got a waterproof sleeve. So grab my water bottle, put it in here, and that's a 1 litre bottle. So as you can see, fits in very nicely, and there's lots of space. The other thing is, on the bottom of the bag, there is another pocket. So this is where I usually put my passport. This bag is obviously waterproof like most backpacks should be, and it's also abrasion resistant, so it's going to be able to withstand all those knocks that it might get on a trip. Let's talk about the measurements of this bag, because this fits perfectly in a cabin bag. So I think it's 52 centimeters tall, which just check the airline you're going with, but practically most airlines will be able to fit in cabbies, so you will not have to check it in, which is obviously a very important thing, which will save you a lot of money in the long term. After using it for a couple of weeks, I have been amazed how much space it feels like, and it's still a carry-on bag. And if you do want to get this backpack, I've actually got a discount. So if you use the link in the description, you'll get 10% off when buying this bag. Now the bag is completely empty, and I can start to show you some of the pockets on the interior because there are quite a few. So this pocket's quite nice because it's very easy just to put some wires, and I always have a lot of wires when I'm charging phones, laptops, Apple Watch chargers, and that's really nice just to put in there because it just keeps it all away and it's always super accessible. Now on the inside, which is a really unique feature I haven't seen in other bags, is a PVC waterproof pocket. So you could actually use this as your wash bag. If you're just going for a few days, then that could be perfect. Because I want to pack for at least a week, I've actually got a separate wash bag here, which I'll show you later. Even if you want to use it for like wet swim shorts or something, if you put it in there, you're not going to get the rest of your stuff wet. As I mentioned before, I'm packing for a week's trip, but if you're packing for a week, I like to think if you do a wash every week, you can actually last pretty much forever, apart from obviously going to super cold climates. Let's start with underwear, and I always take 7 pairs of each just because it's nice. And I actually always make sure I use the rolling technique because it's obviously a lot more efficient for space, especially underwear. It doesn't matter if it gets crinkled. Here I've got 5 t-shirts And if I'm honest, I only need 5 t-shirts for a week. I've got a couple of sweat wicking t-shirts, so if you are suddenly sweating a lot, then that's going to be fine. But 5 t-shirts for 7 days, in my opinion, is plenty. And the other thing I bring is like a check shirt. It kind of works when it's that intermediate weather, if you're going out in a summer evening and it gets a little bit chilly. And it's also, you know, a little bit smarter if you want to go out for a nice meal or something. As I mentioned before, we've got the swim shorts, so let me just roll these up. And rolling definitely saves more room, especially if you pack it quite tightly, then they're not going to unroll and obviously use up more space. Now, let's move on to kind of trousers and shorts. I've actually packed 2 shorts here and 1 pair of trousers, and I'll be wearing 1 pair of trousers. Don't forget what you're wearing, it also counts. So let's put these bits in the bag. Even if you're going in the peak of summer, whether you're going on an aeroplane, maybe cold air conditioning on a train, you always want to bring a jumper, no matter how hot it is. Now, one of the things I like to bring, which is a little bit controversial sometimes, is bringing an umbrella. And this is only if you're going on a city trip. Now let's move on to the wash bag. Now this is actually a Bagsmart wash bag, and it's really good because it's got so many pockets again. So here we have all these waterproof pockets where you can put like a old toothbrush, my razor. I bring all the standard stuff in a wash bag, and I'll leave a list of the stuff here, like toothpaste, deodorant, but the one thing you need to remember, it has to be below 100 milliliters because this is a carry-on bag. So if it goes over 100 milliliters, you won't be able to bring it on, and you have to dump it in the bin when you get to the airport. We've only started using these toothbrushes at the beginning of 2025. And these are amazing. This toothbrush lasts 40 days. It lasts so long, and it's just a USB-C charger. And it's honestly amazing. They have been a game changer. In this wash bag, there are so many little pockets. So I've got my little contact lens pot, and it just goes into one of those little pockets so I don't lose anything. Honestly, the pockets in this thing is just ridiculous. On the front side of here, I actually put my mosquito repellent because I'm the one, not Emilia, who gets bitten alive. So I always like to keep my mosquito spray. But again, it's in a separate pocket with like a waterproof lining. So all that mosquito spray, if it gets out, it's not going to leak on like my toothbrush. That wouldn't be nice, would it? One thing I definitely recommend bringing is travel wash. If you're going for longer than a week and you want to keep just this amount of clothes, bringing travel wash will save you having to go to a laundrette or getting your laundry service done, and you can just wash it yourselves, hang it up on a balcony or wherever you're staying. And this only costs like £1 or something on Amazon, so I'll leave it in the description. Right, let's pop that in there. And then I'll do the other few bits. So I actually got a book. You probably don't need to bring a book, but I was like, I've got loads of space in here, so I can easily bring a book just to go on top. One of the things I always bring is a universal travel adapter. This is very, very useful because it basically allows you to charge things wherever you are in the world. It's got an AC plug socket here, so you can plug in your laptop or whatever. And then it's got 3 USB-Cs and 2 USBs. Very useful. This will be linked in the description with lots of other stuff which I've been packing. I almost forgot one thing, a towel. I always bring this microfiber towel because it's so small, light, and it dries super quick. Perfect for a small little trip. Look how small that is. It's like a pair of socks. And easily just fit that in there. Honestly, I've got space for more stuff. So say if it was a bit colder, you could probably bring an extra jumper. There we go. That is everything I fit in my bag. If you've got any questions for me, please leave them in the description, but let's hand over to Emilia.
So I'm using the Blast 28 to 38 litre travel backpack, and it's perfect for carry-on. It also has an expandable zip around the middle, which takes it up to 38 litres. So it can be great for anywhere from 3 to 7 day trip, which is perfect for me. At the back of the backpack is a pocket which has space for an iPad. So in this little sleeve here, you can either keep a laptop, but I just have my iPad in there. And then it also has little mesh pockets here, which is great for a portable charger or any little essentials you might need. But the reason why I really like this backpack is because it has so many little pockets, which as a girl is great because I always have so many random little bits that I don't really know where to put. But also a lot of the pockets are well hidden, which means I can put something like my passport or my purse in them and no one's really going to know they're there. Let me show you what I keep in my bag. This is basically everything I'm going to pack, and this bag actually has a big main pocket that opens out like a suitcase so that you can see everything clearly. And for a 3 to 7 day trip, I'm bringing 2 pairs of trousers. So I've got my jeans, my linen trousers, and then I've also got a pair of leggings which I will wear on the plane and a pair of shorts in case it gets hot. And then I've got 5 different tops plus the one I'm wearing. I've got a couple of t-shirts and then like a nicer top in case we go somewhere nice. I've also got a bikini in case we go swimming and a little workout set just in case I feel like joining a yoga class. And of course a pair of pajamas. On this trip the weather's going to be like early 20s, so I've just got a little cardigan and then a jumper which I will also wear on the plane. I find this bag deceptive because it actually fits quite a lot of stuff. Then I'm packing my socks and underwear in this pocket, but this can also be used if I have like a wet bikini. It's waterproof, so it will just keep it in there and not make all my other stuff get wet. And just some other essentials like my microfiber towel, my sun hat, hairbrush. Then in this side of the main compartment, I keep my wash bag. So this basically just has like all the essentials in, all like travel size, and my makeup. And that just fits in there. Somehow I've actually packed this surprisingly well. But the great thing is you can clip it up so that nothing falls out. In terms of shoes, I have one pair of trainers, which is great for walking around cities and everything, but I also always like to bring a pair of flip-flops because they fit in a bag so easily. And the great thing about this bag is it actually has an opening at the bottom so that you can keep in a pair of shoes so it doesn't get all your other stuff dirty. At the top of the bag, I keep things that I need to access quickly, so things like my AirPods, and I also always bring earplugs in case it's noisy at night. Then my universal travel adapter and some charging cables, which fit really nicely into this pocket. At the front of the bag, there are 2 more hidden pockets. So there's one in this mesh bit, which is good for just like slipping anything in that you need to grab quickly. And then this one at the side, which I'm gonna keep my extra hairbands and jewelry in. I think my favorite hidden pocket is this one at the back behind the laptop sleeve because no one can really see it and it's great for keeping in your passport or your purse. And of course I keep my water bottle in this mesh pocket at the side. And that is basically everything I'll bring.
I hope you found this insightful and useful for what we actually pack in our bags.
And if you do like the bags or anything that we use today, check out the links in the description. And if you do want to check out Bagsmart, we actually have a 10% discount.
So use the link in the description and you'll get that little discount. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you did find it useful, if you've got any questions, we will be answering them in the description. So leave them down there. See you in the next one.